I think Gabby's senior year was awesome. Uh, it was awesome for two reasons. One, because she come here ready to play, and she showed up from the first day, and she was having a lot of time. And then she got hurt. I mean, she got hurt in when we were playing at Michigan State, and we have the shootout situation, and I gave her the opportunity to take one of the shootouts because her hands has always been amazing, and like her basic skills have always been very good, and so she was having such a great senior season. And I thought, like, I mean, she deserved the opportunity. I know that she can score it for us. I know that she can put the game away. Sadly, in such a in such a second, like everything went down because she get hurt in that play. But it's very isolated, and you don't see a lot of injuries on a shootout situation. Uh, then, like the second reason why her senior year was good, it was because her attitude during the injury time. And I remember like talking with her during the injury time and telling her like that I how bad I was feeling because I don't think that I don't think that she deserved to be in the bench. She deserved to be hurt, and and I was just looking forward to see her back on the field. And is incredible because Gabby is one that always has a smile on her face, and even such a difficult moment like this, when like it's your senior year, you have been playing great, and you know you get hurt and you are out now for 3 weeks, probably 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, any other person maybe would bring an attitude, a bad attitude to the field or to the bench or to the locker room, and her her position was completely different. Her position was like, no, I just gonna move on from this. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna be back on the field, and that persistence for me is a key moment. What I like on Gabby, and I think that we saw it from the first year, the first time we met her, um, until now. But that moment in the senior year is a crucial moment to show that to everybody, that she's a persistent person, she's a persistent player, and she would always bring the best of herself to any kind of situation, even if the situation is not that good or that nice. So that for me is a highlight of Gabby, is that attitude, that winning attitude, that positive attitude that she always brings to the table. So she finished playing the senior year pretty strong. She came back from the injuries. It was not easy, but I think that she handled it very well, and she gave us everything that she had. So I'm very happy with her performance. As a coach, we always try to recruit number one good people, and I believe that Gabby is that example of the good people that we want to bring here in Miami. I always tell my recruits like how one of the biggest impression that we can have as a program is the fact that you get into the locker room and the environment in the locker room is always great. The the friendly relationship between all the players, and not just the players but among players and coaches, I mean, it's also impressive. And the lines of communications that we have on the program and the team in the locker room in the office is just a part of our culture. But that culture needs people. That culture needs good people that bring it up, and that's the case. That's a good example with Gabby. Gabby always broke that great attitude, that friendship approach to everything, that positive positive approach to any kind of situation, even if the situation was not the best for the team or for herself, but always looking forward and looking the ways to improve. And I think that probably that's going to be, I don't know if her biggest legacy, but for sure, one of the things that she's going to left here in Miami is that she is, with her personality and her character, really was able to help in the design of the culture of this team, that is all about the people that is on the roster and the coaching staff. So something I'm gonna always remember from Gabby is really her family, and especially her siblings. She, I mean, she has three other sisters, but the first three are triplets, and so we have one of them here in Miami, Gabby. Very happy with her, but then we have one at Kent State and one in Hofstra, and I always remember like trying to set up a weekend where like we could play Hofstra and Kent State and be the three teams on the same field because every time that we play Kent State and we have to play Gabby's sister over there, it was all the family environment was so fun to watch and to see how sports. I mean, you can be a big rival on the field, but outside the field, it takes you much more than that, and that's what the Gabby's family show every time that we play at Kent State. I remember the I believe the mom and the grandmom, they both have sweatshirts that half of the sweatshirt is a Kent State sweatshirt and the other half is a Miami sweatshirt, and they would be wearing this all the time. Then if we go to Kent State, they would have a deal like, okay, in the first half we wear a Kent State t-shirt, and the second half we wear a Miami t-shirt. And I mean, during this 4 years that Gabby has been here, I mean, like I mean, I like always. I mean, the games between Miami and Kent State has been always a battle and has been always very close. So it was always one side, one of the sisters were not going to be that happy with the result of the game. But it doesn't matter if it was here in Oxford or up there in Kent State, or if we won or we lost, if it was a tournament game or it was a big game, a small game. It didn't matter. I mean, what happened after the game was much nicer than the game per se, and it was that smile and that kind of joking with each other about the game and what just happened. So that's something I always gonna take with me about Gabby, and it's about how her family and how close her family is and how they understand sports and how they support their kids, and it goes much more farther than just the scoreboard, and that's you it's another thing that I'm sort of like we're gonna keep here in Miami for our culture and like try to learn from that kind of situations. Gabby got into Miami. She was recommended by a friend of us that is an official in Pennsylvania, and she talked to me about these triplets from Pennsylvania that they're good. They were very good, and they're still looking for a place to play. I remember it was a late recruit. I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll recruit her probably by the end of her junior year, maybe spring her junior year. So it was a late recruit for us in field hockey here in Miami, and I talked with this friend, this common friend, and finally, for some reasons, we decided to go and try to recruit Gabby. Um, that's the one that we felt more confident, and we met here in Oxford during the spring, and it's kind of like a funny story because what happened, like in that moment, I realized that she babysit my kids about 3 years ago. She and her sister babysit my kid when my wife, my oldest kid Shabby, and we were traveling in the East Coast. We were in Maryland, I believe, and she came down with her two sisters to babysit our kids. So from that moment, I guess everything was a little bit easier to know that we had a pass, and that basically I knew for sure that she was a great person, that the family was a great family, and that they would all bring good things to Miami. And that's what I picture in her, is like that young lady I met about 5 6 years ago, not realizing that one day she's going to come become one of my players, and that one day she's going to leave this university with 6 titles and three runs to the NCAA. I gotta go back to the shootout. Um, it's a moment that defined her for several reasons. Number one, because she was playing good. She played a great game against Michigan State. And when you have to pick someone for the shootouts, yes, you want to pick someone that have shown in practice that can score, but you also want to pick someone that really is having a good momentum. So she was having a great momentum. She was having a great beginning of the year, and she was having. I mean, she just finished a great game against Michigan State uh, up there in East Lansing. So now she become one of our five people that I have to pick to to finish the game and come with the win. And I think that that moment is a great moment to define Gabby, because she was so happy. She was extremely happy to be part of that list, that short list of five players, and she really she knew. I mean, she knew she's gonna do good in that moment. She goes out and she really, what happens, like the goalkeeper stepped on her foot, so she couldn't finish the play, and of course she didn't score. Now, because of the situation, is a she's supposed to retake the shootout. So there is a moment, there's about 5 minutes, even more, where like the officials are trying to figure out what we're gonna do, because technically we could name someone else. And during these 5 minutes, Gabby kept insisting that she wants to take the shootout. And I think that that's a way that you describe Gabby. Gabby never gave up. I mean, Gabby was always persistent about what she wants to do. That she wants to have not just a run in the field hockey team, but she wants to have an impact in the field hockey team. She wants to help her teammates to be successful, and she did it on the field, but she did it off the field too. And that's a moment where like she's in a lot of pain, in a lot of pain, and she kept insisting like, okay, if I have to do it, I'll do it. I'm going to put myself on the line. I'm going to finish the job. And again, there are many moments in Gabby and in any other players, but I think that that moment can completely give you a good description of Gabby, and I'm sure like that persistence is going to take her to many places, many great places in the future too. I think that Gabby is the one that brings people's empathy up. Why? Because she has a lot of empathy for everybody, and she really tried to understand uh, all kind of situation and try to understand your position inside that situation. And I learned a lot from her about how handling maybe some difficult moments that my perspective could be very different than the perspective of other of my players or even other coaches. But you know, Gabby's kind of personality, it teaches you like you should just take a break, take a moment, back up a little bit, rethink about it, and then try to understand all the pieces that are playing. And so that's probably the biggest lesson of so many lessons that Gabby has been teaching me since the day I met her. Gabby, as any other of the seniors, had a big impact on this program. And we always going to remember this class for the amount of talent, yes, but also for the hard work that they put on the field, for the kind of the relations that they create inside the locker room, the communication level that they have between coaches and players and among coaches or supporting staff. I mean, like they broke everything up. They were very competitive, and Gabby is not the exception. Probably Gabby is the rule of that attitude. They left. They're gonna Gabby and the rest of the seniors are gonna left this. Gonna leave that program uh, with six championships, three runs to the NCAA. I mean, like we can never forget that. And this is not random. Uh, we even talk a lot about this book. Talent is overrated, and so it's not just about the amount of talent on the team, including Gavi's talent, but it was about the amount of work that this team and Gabby put on everything that we have done in the past. So absolutely, Gabby is living this program in a much better place, and as a result of the intensity, the hard work, her attitude, her character, we're gonna miss her and the rest of the seniors here. One way that we describe love inside the program is the unconditional commitment to the program and to everything that we do here. Uh, Gabby was always unconditional with the program. Oh, Gabby broke that commitment to the highest possible level, not just on the field, but off the field. She's a great athlete, but she's also an excellent and amazing student and even a much better person. So when we talk about love and honor, I think that she completely showed that in everyday action. She does the right things. She she's always trying to help, and she does it with honor. She does it by the rules and following instructions. Again, I feel like I'm giving Gabby's resume to someone to hire her, but I'm super happy that she's a good representation of what this institution is about and what that love and honor is about.